What if I told you that the grandson of Genghis Khan, Hulegu Khan, was a key figure in the shaping of Western Asia? This isn't an overstatement but a historical fact. Hulegu Khan, born into the lineage of the mighty Genghis Khan, was destined for greatness from the start. His birth marked the dawn of a new era, an era where the Mongols would stretch their rule far beyond the steppes of Mongolia. Hulegu Khan was not merely a successor, but a conqueror, a leader who would carry forward the legacy of his legendary grandfather. His early life, steeped in the traditions and lore of the Mongols, prepared him for the path of conquest and power. Raised amidst the tales of Genghis Khan's exploits, Hulegu was groomed to be a leader, a warrior, and a conqueror. His bloodline was his destiny, a prophecy of power and conquest that he was to fulfill. The stage was set, the lineage of power and conquest was in his veins, and the world was waiting for his relentless journey. A grandson of Genghis Khan, Hulegu was born into a lineage of power and conquest, setting the stage for his own relentless journey. Imagine a city, the center of Islamic culture and knowledge, reduced to ruins in a matter of days. This was the fate of Baghdad under Hulegu Khan. In the mid-13th century, Hulegu, a Mongol ruler and grandson of the legendary Genghis Khan, set his sights on Baghdad, the jewel of the Islamic world. His strategy was to lay a siege, a common tactic in Mongol warfare. The city was surrounded, cut off from supplies and left with no choice but to surrender or starve. Hulegu's army was a diverse force, consisting of Muslims and Christians from Europe, the Middle East, and mainland Asia. This diversity was a testament to the vast reach of the Mongol Empire, and it played a crucial role in the fall of Baghdad. The city's surrender, however, was not the end of its ordeal. In fact, it was just the beginning. The Mongols, known for their ruthless efficiency, sacked and destroyed the city with a ferocity that shook the world. The destruction was so thorough that the once thriving metropolis was reduced to rubble. The human cost was staggering. Estimates of the death toll ranged from 90,000 to 1 million, and it wasn't just the people who suffered. The Grand Library of Baghdad, a beacon of knowledge and learning, was razed to the ground. Countless books, manuscripts, and works of art were lost forever, marking a tragic end to the Islamic Golden Age. But why did Hulegu destroy Baghdad? Some historians believe it was to send a message, a demonstration of Mongol might designed to instill fear and obedience in other cities. Others suggest it was simply the Mongol way of war, absolute and uncompromising. The fall of Baghdad under Hulegu's siege marked a dark chapter in history, bringing a brutal end to the Islamic Golden Age. From the ruins of Baghdad, Hulegu Khan set his sights on another prize, Syria. The grandeur of Aleppo and Damascus beckoned him. Hulegu's forces, a diverse mix of Christians and Muslims from Europe, the Middle East and mainland Asia, swept through these ancient cities. The Ayyubid Dynasty, once a formidable power in Syria, crumbled under the might of the Mongols. In the aftermath of Hulegu's conquest, a seismic shift occurred in the Islamic world. Power gravitated away from the devastated lands of Syria, taking root in the Mamluk Sultanate in Cairo. This shift was not only geographical but also ideological, as a new center of Islamic power emerged out of the ashes of the old. The fall of the Ayyubid dynasty marked a pivotal moment in the history of the Middle East. It was a testament to Hulegu's relentless pursuit of power, and a brutal reminder of the Mongols' capacity for destruction. With Syria under his control, Hulegu Khan had successfully toppled another great power. Hulegu Khan's unstoppable march seemed to falter when he set his sights on Egypt. After the conquest of Syria, Hulegu was ready to extend his dominion further south. But as fate would have it, the invasion of Egypt was not to be another feather in his cap. The Mongol forces, which had been virtually invincible until then, were not prepared for what lay ahead. The arid desert terrain and the lack of sufficient supplies were the first chinks in their armor. But perhaps the most significant setback was the political turmoil back home. The imperial succession conflict in Mongolia demanded Hulegu's attention, forcing him to withdraw and return to Iran. Meanwhile, the power vacuum left by the Mongols' failed invasion was swiftly filled by the Mamluk Sultanate. Led by Sultan Qutuz and Baybars, the Mamluks seized the opportunity and invaded Palestine. They even formed an unlikely alliance with the Crusaders, who were caught in a delicate position of neutrality between these two formidable forces. Now, let's talk about Hulegu's legacy. Despite his failed attempt at Egypt, his impact on Western Asia was indelible. His conquests effectively ended the Islamic Golden Age and led to the destruction of the Grand Library of Baghdad, an irreplaceable loss of knowledge and culture. The power dynamics of the region underwent a significant shift, with the Ayyubid dynasty being effectively destroyed and the reins of power moving to the Mamluk Sultanate in Cairo. In the grand scheme of things, Hulegu Khan's legacy was marked by both conquest and destruction. He reshaped the landscape of Western Asia, and his actions had long-term effects that would reverberate through history. Hulegu Khan's legacy, marked by conquest and destruction, significantly reshaped the landscape of Western Asia. The life and conquests of Hulegu Khan offer a stark reminder of the power and brutality of the Mongol Empire. A grandson of Genghis Khan, Hulegu was a formidable ruler in his own right, leading a diverse army of Muslims and Christians from across the continent. His conquests were vast and impactful, starting with the sack of Baghdad, a city once the jewel of the Islamic Golden Age. The destruction of the Grand Library of Baghdad and the staggering loss of life were brutal testaments to Mongol power. His campaign didn't stop there, however. Hulegu went on to conquer Aleppo and Damascus, effectively ending the Ayyubid dynasty and shifting the power dynamics of the region. Yet his ambitions were not without limits. The intended invasion of Egypt never materialized due to logistical challenges and domestic issues back in Mongolia. Despite this, his legacy endures in the geopolitical shifts he precipitated, the cultural losses he inflicted, and the power vacuum he left behind. A grandson of Genghis Khan, Hulegu Khan left an indelible mark on history, his conquests forever changing the course of Western Asia.